Welcome to my creative space. Today I'm doing a tutorial on this little super simple summer knit top. I'm calling it the tuck lace tank topper because I like to wear it over a tank top. But this is the stitch pattern, how it looks. I'm calling this tuck lace. Tuck lace is not really lace, but when you use a lightweight yarn on your bulky knitting machine, and then I'm using my needle pusher to make the pattern, it makes this really nice open stitch that looks like lace without all the work. In the summer, I like things that are quick. I am a fiber farmer, so I am outside a lot. When I want to knit a project in the summer, I want it to be quick because I am spending so much time outside with the animals and, you know, taking care of their fiber and making sure it's not getting ruined. And I like lightweight projects that I can wear right now. That's the most fun to me. So this was something I came up with. There's no shaping to it, so it's super simple. In the tutorial, I'm going through a size medium, but in the pattern, I have a pattern done for Etsy that has multiple sizes. So if you want to adjust the sizing, you can certainly get the pattern. It's not expensive. If you want to make more than one of these, I want to get the pattern to refer to so you don't have to go back to the video. So for this, you're going to need a 3-in-1 needle pusher, or you can just use your fingers, whatever you want. You're going to need about 250 yards approximately, depending on what size you do. Like I said, I'm doing a medium. So if you were doing a larger size, you might need a little bit more. But I am using Knit Picks Cotton Linen Blend, and it goes through this machine really easy. I do want to say, anytime you're using cottons or really any yarn, it's best to wax the machine unless you're using Angora. Please do not ever wax Angora yarn for your machine. You'll ruin it. You also want to make sure that you're using enough weight. Tuck stitch typically needs more weight to keep the yarn from jumping off the needles. So just a few tips there before you get started. This is an ideal pattern for a beginner because, like I said, there's no shaping. The only shaping comes when you're blocking it. I do recommend you block it, and I'll kind of go over that too in the video. I go over stitching. I pretty much, I think, go over everything. I don't think I missed anything. Cast on, cast off, all that. So anyway, I hope you find this pattern enjoyable, simple, not frustrating at all, because there is nothing I hate more than like taking my creative time and spending it being frustrated trying to figure out a pattern, or wondering why my machine's not doing what it's supposed to do, which is why I have the lk100 and 100, because they typically always do what they're supposed to do. So I don't ever want anybody to be frustrated by my videos or my patterns. It's really important to me. If you do have any frustrations, drop me an email and let me know, and I will try to remedy that in the future for patterns. I'm gonna get started with the tutorial. Enjoy. I'm casting on, using a crochet cast on, which you just start out with a little magic circle, slip on that first needle, come up through it, and you can see how I'm going on the other side of the needle and pulling it through. This is crochet cast on, and it's probably my favorite cast on. And when you get to the end, you are just going to take that loop and stick it on that end needle. Super quick cast on, and it makes a really neat edge. Thread up the machine. Making my first pass here. And then I'm going to weight it down because, like I said, tuck stitch, you need a lot of weight, or you know, the yarn will jump off your needles, and that's super frustrating. So after I got it weighted down, I am going to do 3 plain knit rows. And this machine is super simple. There's no hold buttons or any of that for me to mess with. So I just, for the tuck stitch, I just pull my needles all the way to the front, knit 3 times, and then I'll push them back into work and knit 3 more times for plain knit. And I repeat that. Now, if you have a different machine that's got hold and, you know, different levers on it and such, you'll just need to know how to work your personal machine. But for the lk100, that's it. It's it's a very simple machine. One of the reasons why I love it. So you can see, I do 3 tuck, 3 knit, and it's forming my little pattern there. And this goes super quick. For this size, I'm going to do approximately 180 rows, and I'm going to keep that weight. I'm going to keep moving up that weight, especially on the sides, because I do not want to drop stitches and leave that big center weight there in the middle. And that's it. I'm just repeating this until I get to the end, and then I'm going to finish off with 3 plain knit rows, and then I'll show you my crochet cast off really quick. Okay, so I finished off with 3 plain rows, and I'm pulling all my needles to the front. And I'm going to do a crochet cast off so it matches my cast on. And I am just putting my latch tool up through the stitch and pulling that yarn down. That's it. And as I go, I like to take some of the stitches off. It just makes it easier. And then at the end, I just put the little loop on the last needle, cut it, pull it through, pull it off. So I'm taking my tapestry needle, and if you didn't leave a long enough tail, just, you know, cut a tail, cut a piece of yarn and thread it in. And I'm using the purl side, so as my front, so that's what I'm doing the mattress stitch on, the purl side facing up, not the knit side facing up, because I want this seam hidden. And you can see I'm just going, I mean, it's just the mattress stitch, just, you know, backwards, because the side we usually want to the front is the knit side. But with this stitch pattern, I want that purl side up because I think it looks prettier with the tuck stitch. So just doing the mattress stitch, just grabbing the little bumps. And you can see when I'm grabbing just a single stitch, and then sometimes you'll see me grab like multiple little loops, because at the edge the tuck stitch is there. But this seams up really pretty, like right there. I grabbed that whole tuck stitch, pulling it tight, then pulling it back out. It makes a really nice seam. Nice and neat. Then for blocking, what I did for the blocking is I kind of made sure that my edges were a little bit rolled, because I thought it looked like just a nicer little finished edge there without me having to crochet around it or do anything.
And that's the finished top. The seam blends into the pattern really well, and it's nice and cool and exactly what I wanted.
Oh, I hope it was clear, enjoyable, and I hope you are on your way to having a beautiful piece for the summer that's lightweight, that you can layer, that you got done quickly and without frustration. If you created one of these tops, I would love to see a picture of it. Bought the pattern, please leave me a review and attach that picture to the review in Etsy. I would love to see it. And of course, reviews always help me out as I design more patterns for the bulky knitting machines and the mid-gauge knitting machines. Hope you guys are doing something creative today. Have a good one.